The fashion and modeling industry is now worth billions of dollars, and every day women across the world are trying to emulate their favorite celebrities. Instagram has changed the game forever. Women such as Cardi B, Kim Kardashian, and a whole bunch of others have changed the game forever, not only for their talents but for their curvaceous figure. And they have gone on to make millions and millions of dollars, inspiring a legion of young women who admire their lifestyle and want to attain the same. Since 2015, there's been the rise of the Instagram model, and also during this time period, there's been an interest from women in attaining a curvaceous body shape, with the hourglass figure being the most popular body shape. However, unfortunately, not everybody's born like this, and for some women, no matter how many hours spent in the gym, they could never get that shape or the curves that they're looking for. And this is where we're introduced to cosmetic surgery, which is almost like a cheat code. It can literally take you from this on the left to that on the right. But before we get into all of that, there's always been a fascination for women who are curvaceous with a big behind, and that fascination was taken to new heights by Ivo Pitangui, the surgeon who invented the BBL, the Brazilian butt lift, which is essentially a surgical procedure in which body fat is gathered from around a patient's body and transferred into their buttocks, with the results being a bigger, fuller bum.
Took fat from my stomach, my arms, my thighs, and I kind of moved it into like my bum.
And so thanks to BBL, these are the final results. It's almost like a cheat code, allowing many women to attain an almost perfect body with the perfect proportions. You know, the small waist and big hips. Just one look on Instagram and you will find many so-called models with this type of physique. It is now in fashion, and many women are now undergoing surgery to attain this kind of physique. And so I got confused. Who is driving this? What do men really like, natural or BBL? And so I went outside to find out.
Operated chicks, right? BBLs or natural?
Natural, every time.
Or BBL?
Natural.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
For me, it's natural.
Natural brick, facts.
And natural gym.
Go to the gym. Yeah, go to the gym, but the BBL, the lipo, it helps.
It feels like it's dying. You can tell the difference.
And so I was surprised by the results, and so I said to myself, why are women doing this? In particular, since 1 in 3,000 women are dying from BBLs, especially since my on-street survey revealed that men actually have a preference for natural-looking women. And so why are they taking these risks? You guys and ladies should let me know in the comments, because I'm confused. Anyway, in recent years, Colombia has become a top destination for many women looking to have cosmetic surgery and BBLs, with many clinics offering an all-inclusive trip where you get to enjoy a vacation and carry out your BBL. Living in Colombia, you will notice that cosmetic surgery is now very popular, with at least 3 out of 10 women who live in the inner cities having a BBL. And for many, the bigger the better.
You went to Colombia?
Oh, I just did a little bit of lipo, added the fat to some places, and that was it.
Unaware of its dark side, many people are traveling to Colombia to get the procedure done because it's cheaper.
Out of the country surgery, you get more for what you pay for it. But disregard the price, they just do more of a job, like more of a snatch to your waist, to whatever you want, than what they would do in the States, because the risk factor of it.
And that's exactly it. Unaware to many foreigners, many Colombian plastic surgeons are not exactly who they say they are. Just last week, 6 Colombian surgeons were found guilty of fraud and were sentenced for falsifying their qualifications. And this is happening up and down the country. This is the dark side of plastic surgery in Colombia, with many being unaware that they can die from a BBL. Now, this is the story of Joycelyn Cano, known as the Mexican Kim Kardashian. She lived and resided in California, an Instagram model who was born March 14th, 1990. She was only 17 when she started out her career as an Instagram model. She became famous when she started posting pictures to Instagram and became popular overnight, gaining over 1 million followers. She was known for her voluptuous body, slim waistline, and perfect measurements. Joycelyn was heavily into health and fitness, a gym freak who could easily spend 2 or 3 hours a day in the gym every day. She was obsessed with attaining the perfect body. But this is understandable, as it was her source of income. Gaining the attention of many top brands, she quickly became their ambassadors. Known for her extremely slim waist, she had the perfect snatch. Determined to maintain her hourglass figure, Joycelyn carefully watched what she ate, and she would often share her recipes on Instagram. Joycelyn had previously undergone multiple plastic surgeries. She was perfect, but for her, it wasn't enough.
Happy with it, but as the years went on, like I started hearing comments from people like, stop injecting your lips, like, okay, that's enough. And I was like, I haven't touched them since then. And I didn't see it myself, you know, because you see yourself every day in the mirror, like you don't really notice these gradual changes as they go on throughout the years. So
it is possible that Joycelyn suffered from body dysmorphic disorder, which is an illness in which a person obsesses and worries about perceived flaws in their appearance. There is a lot of competition in being an Instagram model, and you've always got to stay ahead of the game. It's tough, especially when your looks are your currency. Who's got the smallest waist? Who's got the prettiest face? Who's got the most killer curves? And so there's always pressure to do a little bit more plastic surgery, with young women chasing perfection when it doesn't exist.
I was just really, really depressed. I was like, wow, I can't believe I did this to myself. Like, I don't even know if I can get this fixed, you know, because it was just not much to work with now at that point, because she had taken so much off of it. And I just really felt helpless. So then, you know, I started like inquiring and doing research online, and
In December 2020, Joycelyn Cano boarded a flight to Colombia, Medellin. Her intention was to get an additional BBL, Brazilian butt lift. She had already done one previously, and by all accounts she looked perfect the way she was.
2 doctors refused to do work because she didn't need it. She didn't have any fat. She had a gorgeous shape. It was not worth the risk. We all know that when we're going through surgery, you know, we encounter risk, and they're saying that it wasn't worth the risk because she had a gorgeous shape and body and no fat. They both said she was perfect and that she didn't need.
Out of the country surgery, you get more for what you pay for it. But disregard the price, they just do more of a job, like more of a snatch to your waist, to whatever you want, than what they would do in the States, because the risk factor of it. Some women are open to it. Some women have no fear in their heart at all to do that type of thing, or, you know, be extreme with it. I understand why, you know, out of the country surgery is a lot more dangerous, because the extra mile that they go to give these women these figures. So
2 doctors refused to operate on Joycelyn. However, it is rumored that a 3rd doctor, Dr. Hugo Aguila, operated on Joycelyn and promised to give her the snatch that she was looking for. A snatch is where they reduce your waistline to give you a well-defined hourglass figure. And on his website, Dr. Aguila promises this. Joycelyn, still seeking perfection, underwent this surgical procedure to get a slimmer waistline and a bigger backside. It is reported that at first, the surgery went very smoothly, and then slowly and surely, there were some complications. And during the later phases of her surgery, on that day, December 7th, 2020, she passed away. She was only 30 years old. Till this day in Colombia, no surgeon has come forward to claim responsibility for operating on Joycelyn Cano. Dr. Hugo Aguila made this statement.
Muy buenas tardes, soy el doctor Hugo Aguilar Villa, cirujano plástico de Colombia, donde quiero aclarar que la paciente Joycelyn Cano nunca fue mi paciente, ni tampoco ha sido operada por mis manos.
In his statement, he claimed he was not responsible for her death and blamed the media for trying to put dirt on his name. And all this makes me wonder, if not him, then who, as no one has publicly come forward to claim responsibility for operating on Joycelyn. Joycelyn's funeral was held in a funeral home in California. It was attended by family and friends. And so the question is, why are some women losing their lives to BBL? 1 in 3,000 women are dying from this procedure, and I'll explain to you exactly why this is happening. Now, very simply, people are dying from this procedure when fat is injected into the large blood vessels, the veins and the arteries, which can be mainly found in the muscle region of your bum bum. The fat then travels through the large veins into your bloodstream, inducing what is called a fat embolism. Now, if that fat gets into the larger blood vessels, especially those leading to your heart or lungs, it's over for you.
Injecting fat, we make little tiny poke holes, and then we're introducing fat through long, kind of like oversized needles. We call them cannulas with blunt tips. It can be injected in different layers, including in where the fat exists or in the muscle. And when I was in training, we were actually taught to inject it that way 10 years ago into the muscle. And we've learned since that time that that's not a great idea, because the large blood vessels, the veins and the arteries exist in the muscle. It's very easy to inadvertently enter without realizing it, those large blood vessels, and inject fat. And that fat will immediately go to your heart, which is then sending unoxygenated blood to the lungs. And when the blood vessel splits to go to your lung from your heart, the fat can lodge there and block both sides. And when that happens, it's almost impossible to save someone's life, because you just can't cut them open and get that fat out in time. And there's usually some fat around, it's clogging up the lungs, and you're just not getting oxygenated blood. So it doesn't matter what we do, you're just not going to survive that event.
We spoke to Raisa, a 37-year-old Venezuelan woman who lives in Colombia, in Medellin. She's had multiple plastic surgeries, including a BBL, liposuction, and other enhancements. Today, she's doing shopping, and as per usual, finding it very difficult to find her jean size due to her large enhanced buttocks. And so we wanted to ask Raisa a couple of questions, and you can see the rest of the interview on the Obiland channel. When you're laying on the operating table, do you ever get afraid and scared that you can lose your life?
A veces sí da miedo cuando uno se va a meter una cirugía, pero uno tiene que estar bien relajada para que todo te salga bien.
I asked her thoughts on why people are passing away from BBL in Colombia.
Porque hay mujeres que se meten en una cirugía plástica y no saben en dónde se van a meter, con qué cirujano. Porque a veces, ahorita las cirugías están por las nubes, están muy caras. Por ejemplo, de seno vale 12 millones, retiro liporígeno vale 20 millones, algo así. Pero las mujeres buscan mucha economía y resulta que son médicos falsos.
And so I also asked her for advice.
Pero tienen que ver con qué cirujano irse a poner una cirugía, porque como digo, hay muchas mujeres que se mueren. ¿Por qué? Porque se van a un quirófano que no son cirujanos.
Okay. Now, we wanted to get a different perspective. This is Isabella, and she's 22 years old. Living in Colombia, she's considering getting some plastic surgery, in particular lipo and a BBL. Now, I wanted to find out, despite the risks, what motivates her.
Porque quisiera los senos más grandes, porque los tengo chiquitos.
And for what reasons in reality?
Para sentirme bien.
And not for and not to get attention.
También.
And you're not scared about this kind of surgery, because lots of girls have died because of this. And what do you think about this? What's your opinion about this?
De pronto es porque no buscan un médico que sea profesional en eso y se meten en cualquier sitio.
I asked her if she was scared of getting surgery.
No, porque yo buscaría un médico recomendado.
And how old are you?
22.
Speaking with Isabel, it made me realize the pressure that many young women are facing in pursuit for the perfect body. And as long as celebrities keep on encouraging this, it's hard to see the cycle being broken for now.